Well, the good news is I am no longer depressed. Ooh, yeah. The bad news is I am late leaving my house and I have so much content to film today. So let's walk and let's talk about setting goals. The sixth step of fighting a depressive bout. Let's get it. But first, let's do a quick recap. I found out that I was depressed while filming the very first episode of this vlog. Throughout the last few weeks, I have discovered why I am depressed, and I started working my steps towards no longer being depressed. The first 5 steps are cleaning your space. Whether that's your home, your car, your office, your cubicle at work. 2, reinstating your self-care practices. 3, having grace with yourself. 4, celebrating yourself when you do steps 1 and 2. And 5 is looking for the fun in life again. 6 is setting some goals. Because when you set goals, you have a reason to get out of bed in the morning. So, how do I set those goals? And that's what we're going to talk about today while I go through, filming all the content that I need to film for this week. First thing I do is I look at where I am now. Because in order for you to set a goal to get to where you want to be, you got to figure out what your starting point is. So in the second episode, we talked about how I went to the Grammys and how Grammy night triggered me. I realized again that I was alone. I have nobody. It's just me out here on my grind, right? My family is untrustworthy and cannot be relied on. I was in therapy for a bit, but no longer am because my therapist actually retired. So, getting a new one has been a difficult decision for me. So really, in all reality, I am truly 100% alone. That's one thing. 2, I am terrified. Terrified. I have such a huge calling to entertain, to end familial homelessness in America, and to inspire women of color to reach past their struggles for their goals and their dreams. But that is a huge calling. Those are huge goals. I have people messaging me every day telling me things like, I was going to pew myself, but I saw your video and I didn't. That is a huge burden. That is a huge burden that I am willing to take on because I'm so grateful that these people are still here. But at the same time, that fucks me up every single time that happens. Or ending familial homelessness in America. As I told you all, I already have the plans laid out. But the thing is, here in Orange County, California, where I live, there are dozens of protests every year of people protesting against having new homeless shelters built in their areas, all over Orange County. Why is this something that I have to take on? Why must I fight people on the fact that homeless people deserve a place to be, a safe place to sleep? Why? I already went through the homelessness. Why must I go through, so this is just where I have been. So this is where I'm at. That's where I'm at. So my goal is to set goals and work towards goals to get me through those situations. And so I guess, damn, that's why I like this vlog. I'm so happy I started doing this. Because when I think about the first thing of me being alone, not having anybody, I could go back to therapy. I could have somebody. I could. I could. I miss my old therapist. She was great. She was perfect. I'm so sad she retired because she really, like, she understood me. And we spent years building a repertoire. So what's holding me back is having a new therapist means I have to go through all of it all over again so that she'll understand where I'm coming from. Because it took a while for my old therapist to get there. It took us 6 months of just me coming and talking every day and explaining my life and what I've been through for her to get it, to understand it, you know? But yeah, I guess that would be one goal. There's also a book that I would like to read. I have it already saved on my Kindle Unlimited. Because I feel like every now and then we all go through a time period where we are supposed to be alone. And there's a reason for that time alone, that period of being alone. And I know there's a reason why I am alone. Well, one of the main reasons is because I've gone no contact with majority of my family. And the friends that I do have now, I consider acquaintances and not friends. So I know why, but there's a deeper meaning behind that. And maybe reading that book might shed some light on that situation.
So that's the first goal. Get back into therapy. I think that's a very good goal for me to set. The why is so that I will not feel so alone. Perfect. You want to take a look at where you are and where you want to be. Where you want to be from where you are is the goal. And you always, always, always want to make sure you have a why put in place. Now let's head to Disneyland so I can finish filming this content. The fact that I finished everything before it got too dark, chef's kiss. So again, we are trying to figure out where we are now versus where we want to be and setting the goal for the difference. So lonely now, don't want to be lonely equals going back to therapy. Scared, terrified of my purpose now because I've recognized that I do have that power. Manifesting the Grammys and figuring out how to end homelessness in one weekend, that's some powerful shit. So where do I want to be? I don't want to be scared, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. Because if your dreams don't terrify you, are they big enough? Are they big enough? So the goal is to just get started. Just get started. So let's grab some food while I discuss the goals that I have for my purpose. So here's the perfect example of how setting goals can help you get out of bed even when you're depressed. I didn't want to do nothing today. I stayed up until 4 a.m. rearranging my room, cleaning my room, redecorating my room. And this is part of the reason why I'm no longer depressed. Because my room right now, oh my God, beautiful, beautiful. But I woke up at 9 a.m. and was like, I was supposed to have been left the house by now. To get everything that I wanted to get done today, I thought I needed to be out of my house by 6 a.m. But if I ain't go to bed till 4, there was no way that was going to happen. I woke up at 9 and I was like, I don't want to do it. However, I set a goal that I was going to start doing this weekly vlog, and I knew that I wanted to film today. And so, here we are. I got up out of my bed just so that I can film this. And because I did that, it gave me the inspiration, the motivation to film all the other stuff I needed to film this week. Let's talk about my purposeful goals. Last year I took a 6-month hiatus from creating content at my therapist's request. I did that, ended up being the best advice I have ever gotten. I took it, I did it, it was great. However, it has been slow moving for me getting back into creating content every week. So the goal is to get back to posting regularly every single day. Every single day. As of now, I've been posting, however, I haven't been following my schedule. Usually I post on TikTok every 2 hours starting at 4 a.m. going until 6 p.m., 8 p.m. I have been waiting until 3, 4 p.m. most days to back post everything for the day and then post everything else for the day. Not good. I have also, but I've been posting. Give myself some grace. I have been posting every day. Every weekday. That's another thing. I haven't been posting on the weekends. So it's time to get back to posting every single day. And not only that, now that I'm slowly starting to come out of TikTok jail, it's time for me to start going live again daily as I used to. And it's time for me to work on a couple of other series that I've had planned. Posting daily, going live daily, working on my series, keeping up with this weekly vlog, posting this every Wednesday. I would also like to get back to blogging. Before, I blogged every Tuesday and Thursday. No, with me doing this vlog on Wednesdays, I think one blog post maybe on Mondays or Thursdays will be perfect. So that's the goal. As far as content creation, as far as inspiring and entertaining folks. Now, as far as ending familial homelessness in America, that's a whole different beast. Alrighty. All of those goals are good. Those 2 goals of going back to therapy and, refocusing on my content, those are really good goals. However, goals that help you get out of bed, even when you're sad and depressed, need to be fun. They need to be big. They need to be scary as fuck. So, what are my big, scary, fun goals that are gonna make me go, it's time to get up? As you all know, I am writing a book. And my biggest, wildest, craziest dream for my book is to sell 100,000 copies on day 1. The very first day it drops. Yeah. That is my big, scary, juicy, delicious goal. Because that would mean 100,000 people would recognize their power and get from where they are to where they want to be. Not only that, number 2, 100,000 people are realizing what it means to be homeless in America and recognizing the problem that it is, and a portion of every single book I sell will go towards my foundation and help a homeless family in need. So, that right there is my big, scary, goal. 100,000 copies on day 1. And you know what? I want to do it on my own Yeah, no publisher. No publisher. Strictly on my own. So what do I need in order to get that done? I need at least 1 million followers on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, throughout the whole thing. I need at least a million throughout it all. 2, I need to start letting people know that, my Instagram folks know, but I need to start letting the TikTok fam know, now the YouTube fam knows that this book is coming. It's called When Life Serves You Lemons, My Life from Tragedy to Triumph, and your guide to making the best lemonade. And it's going to help you get from where you are to where you want to be while telling you my story of growing up homeless in America. Yeah, you're going to need that. You are going to want to read that. It's going to be a hot commodity. I'm telling you that now. So I need 1 million followers on all my platforms. I need to start telling you all, that this is coming. Start sharing more about the book. And I need to start 3, sharing more about my story of growing up homeless, which I have started doing in the last few weeks. 4, I need to start getting into the book talk, bookstagram, booktube arena. Because if you know who Jackie Aina is, and you've watched her over the last 5 years become one of the people you go to when you want to learn about a new scent, how a new perfume that just dropped smells, and you want to know the notes, you want to know everything behind it, not just how it smells, but like the real core nitty-gritty details of the scent, only for her to turn around and say, I've been working on my own perfume I've been working on my own perfume for 5 years. Here it is. And it's a sellout. Yo, genius. Let's do it with books. In November of last year, I went viral on TikTok for reading an excerpt of Will Smith's book, Will. After the whole, we've been divorced or separated since 2016 debacle happened. I read an excerpt from Will's book out loud on TikTok saying, hey, he said this first in his book. It's nothing new if you've read the book. And people loved it. They loved hearing me read. And so that's what I need to do. So those are 5 goals that are small goals that are going to help me build out to the big goal of selling 100,000 copies of When Life Serves You Lemons the same day it drops. That's what gets me out of bed in the morning. Writing, preparing, building my community up into something that will support this book once it launches. Because the people it will help. The official start of my nonprofit, New Start Community. Yes, I'm so excited. That is my big, scary, delicious goal. Now, I can't forget to mention that there are 2 big, scary, delicious goals. And the second one is multiple parts, but it's New Start Community. That's what it is. Getting her off the ground and getting her prepared to help people. What is New Start Community? New Start Community is my foundation that will implement structures and programs to make it so no child will ever have to be homeless in the country of the United States of America ever again. By the time my body goes in the ground, there will be systems in place where children will never have to worry about where they're going to sleep at night. Never, ever again. So New Start Community, I already have 3 programs in mind for emergency housing, for transitional housing, and for permanent housing. already have that in mind. On top of that, the goal is to help women, young women who have experienced trauma growing up or who do not have both of their parents, to be that parent for them, to be that guide, to be that strong point, to be that bank for them. You come to us looking for a scholarship in high school and we'll give it to you. But the thing about this scholarship is it's like big brother, big sister on steroids. You will be matched with a big sister who will not only guide you, support you, lead you, hang out with you, mentor you, show you how good life can get, but they will also financially support you for at least a decade, at least 10 years of your life. So you know how normal people, they have their mom and their dad to, you know, whatever they need getting into college, whatever they need for their dorm room, whatever they need for college, to bankroll that. But people who grow up with trauma do not have that same privilege. I'm gonna make it so that at least little girls will have that same privilege. Oh, yes! It makes me so happy and so giddy and so these are the goals that I'm working on that are keeping me going. Yes, I'm scared, but these are the goals that make me being terrified worth it, that make me doing it scared worth it. And so, in summary, you need goals that are going to excite you, but that are also going to help you. You need goals that will, one, help you get from where you are right now to where you want to be. So right now I am lonely. I go to therapy so that I at least have someone to talk to. Boom, those are goals that you need. And then you need goals that'll too excite you, scare you, terrify you, but give you the boost, the jump start that you need every morning to get out of bed and go do what it is you need to do. And those are my two goals of selling 100,000 books on the first day and kickstarting New Start Community Foundation. Yeah. You see the smile? This is a genuine smile. Ooh, I'm so excited. I can't wait. This is gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit. Yes. But also, I should point out that you see, when I broke down the goals for selling 100,000 copies on the first day, there were other goals that I needed to be working on to get to that big goal. That's a huge goal. We want to make sure that those goals we set are always actionable. They have a time frame, and that these goals that we set can be broken down into tinier goals that don't seem as daunting. Because sometimes when you set a huge goal like that, it can be scary to get started, because you're just like, well, where do I start? You start by breaking them down into smaller goals, more bite-sized goals that you can digest, that are easier to handle. Okay, what do I do this year to get towards that goal? Finish writing my book. Work on building community. What do I do this month to finish or to hit that goal? I finished chapter 4 of my book. What do I do this week to hit that goal? I continue to post daily on all of my social media accounts. I continue to respond to all comments, working on building that community, working on building that trust with my followers. You see what I'm saying? You want them to be actionable, you want them to have a time frame, and you want them to be able to be broken down into bite-sized goals that you can more easily digest. They've got to be something that'll help you, and they've got to be scary. Think about my homie on TikTok that went viral last year. If you're not scared of your goals, if they don't terrify you, if they don't, you know, excite you when you open your big, beautiful eyes in the morning, like, I get to work on so-and-so today, then you're thinking small. You're thinking small, and you need to be thinking big, bitch. You need to be thinking big.